Hi there, this is Sherry from Paper Paint and Stitches again, and this is, I believe, number 4 of the journals that I'm filming on video day, and I'm glad you could come by and take a peek. This is a wrap journal. It's nice and squishy. It's made out of fabric, and it's just luscious. It's got let's see, it's got one signature, and it's sewn in with this string, cotton string, and then it has a nice long tie that I have, a ribbon closure tie that I've stitched on and then tied in a double bow. And I might forget to show you how to do this bow at the end, so I think I'll show you now. You just pick either a loose end and pull, and you'll see it unties one time and then it unties a second time. And it's just like tying your shoes. You know, you tie a bow and you kind of make it the size you want it, and then you got these long strings, so you just tie it again. And you can't pull real tight because it'll affect the other bows, but if you pull gently, you end up with a really pretty, really elegant looking double bow. And I just love how it looks. And you can even adjust this a little bit sometimes. Well, that one didn't work too well. Let's try that again. Okay, sometimes you have to fool with it a little bit to get it just like you want it, but it does work. There it goes. Now, doesn't that look lovely? I just think that's beautiful. So that's how you tie the double bows on any of these that I happen to close with that kind of closure. And now we'll take a look inside. So see, it's a wrap journal, so it's got a flap here, and then that's the front cover, and then the other side flaps over and wraps around your book to keep everything safe and secure. So when you open it up, it's kind of long, but it's really pretty. And this is mattress ticking. All this fabric has been stained and coffee dyed, and the lace has, the ribbon has, all these papers. And this book I made fairly grungy with several of these old-timey folks from photographs in it, and I just wanted it to just be nice and grungy and feel good. So right here inside we have a pocket, and you just loop this ribbon around the button, and it'll hold anything in here that you want to put in, I think, pretty well. And you just got some folded paper and things in here that you can write on to get you started. And then you just wrap this back around. Here's some, well, I can put it one more time, I think. And here's some buttons on the strings where the signature is tied in. And then we just have lots of little bits and pieces. Old vintage advertisements and some milk caps. Now these, a lot of the things that I have, I've just started going to estate sales and yard sales. Most of the stuff I have has come from thrift stores and the library book sale is where I get a lot of my stuff. And then a lot of my stuff, most of my things are from the craft store, because that's what I already had when I started this. So I don't have a whole lot of truly old stuff, but I try to put something that is really old in all the books. So hopefully there's something in your book that's really old too, whichever one you choose, if you happen to decide to purchase one for me. And if you do, thank you. This is one of those snippet rolls I've seen people making on YouTube, and I made it, and I didn't really like how it turned out, and I came across it the other day, and I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And then I remembered I didn't finish it because I didn't know where I was going to use it, and I had left it where I could sew things on. So I used a piece and I sewed some things on, and it made a good little pocket on this page, and I really love it. So there's some stenciling, there's some lace, on graph paper. This is some, this paper is rather thin, but I have attached writing paper to it. So if you didn't want to write on this, you could just tape something to it or glue something on it and not have to worry about how delicate this paper is, because right here you've got several pieces of paper that you could write on instead, and it gives a lot of good area to journal. And then here we've got two little girls in their nice clothes, and there's more of those kind of pictures to come. Those are from Tim Holtz collection. They call it Paper Dolls, but I think it's actually pictures they have cut out of old family photos, and they've just cut the people out, and like you would cut out people out of a catalog or something, and they call them paper dolls. So it's pretty neat, and they're on good paper, so it makes them easy to use in your journals. Here's another one. She's showing her pretty dress. Just coffee dyed paper, stenciled paper. Here's some more of that that's kind of thin. You could take this, if you make junk journals yourself, you could take this and use it in one of yours, or make a collage on this card with it and some things that you have. Whatever you choose to do with it would be really neat. There's a little girl in her, she's got on a Western outfit. That kind of reminds me of the days when I used to hear about Annie Oakley when I was a little girl. We learned about her at school. There's an advertisement for band instruments. And this you could pull out and use as a bookmark in here or in another book if you wanted to. Some stenciling. And this is a copy of a old photo. It came from the craft store too. I don't have this picture actually myself. I do have some. I've been fortunate to run across some, so I will be using them also. And this opens out, and you can write on here on several surfaces, and then it makes a pocket also, so you can tuck things in there. There's another pocket, or tuck spot these are called. I hope I'm not sticking things out of the view. I keep forgetting to look up and see where my hands are going. I tend to wave my hands all around when I'm talking, and then I end up I'm not where you can see what I'm talking about. There's someone's children all dressed up. This is a neat pocket I found. I saw somebody do this, and I can't tell you who. I might get the wrong name, but the way you fold this strip of paper, you can end up with it 2 or 3 tuck spots. Or, well, actually you could end up with 4 because there's one also. So these are just things that I tucked in here, and this you just open up and then you would tuck it back under this little thing. This is like what they would put in the bottle caps. If you know about the craft stuff at the store, you know what people will do with bottle caps sometimes, and that's the little things that fit inside of those. And just little tags and things to write on. There's a advertisement for a complete hair cutting outfit. Clippers and scissors and all kinds of things, the blades and stuff for that. There's some ladies with their pretty dresses and hats. There's an advertisement for an accordion, and you even get the bench with it. How about that? And this is Hall's Hair Renewer. A lot of that stuff, as we know, didn't really work, but I think people fell for it back a long time ago, just like we tend to. Everybody has hope that they'll be able to grow hair or lose weight fast or whatever the people's gimmick might be. And some things work for some people and some things don't. These little girls are cute. They look like they're twins or very close sisters or cousins or something. And they're dressed alike. And then this little fella is cute. He's got his little hat. And let's see, this came out of a beautiful book that I got. It's got some paper sewn in that you can write on. But if you open it out like this, you can read about this wildflower. This one happens to be milkweed. And I think, yeah, there's one on the inside also. This one is called Scarlet Gilia. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that name, but it tells all about it on there. If you like to garden, that might be interesting to you. Okay, and then there's a little pocket. Well, it's not a pocket that way, it's just a pocket this direction. It's got some things tucked in, and the pocket itself is glued to a book page from a copy of Great Expectations. And then over here we have a gentleman in his long coat, and it says, "Those who wish to sing always find a song." And it's a Swedish proverb. I like that. And this is vintage pattern paper. More stenciling. This came off of some ice cream. And then just vintage advertisements tucked into this wallpaper page. And a little journaling card. And then some stitching, different stitching on here. And a little couple, looks like they might be out for the day. And some buttons sewn on this end of the string that ties it together. And that's it for this book. I hope you enjoyed this and found some inspiration if you like to make junk journals, or maybe you're interested in having this book. So thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed day and eventually find your favorite journal, and you can record your thoughts and hand them down to your children or your other loved ones, and they can enjoy the things that happen to you in your life also in the future. Thank you again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.